Hi, this is Cheryl Gallant, your Conservative Member of Parliament for the history-conscious riding of Renfrew-Nipissing-Pembroke. Last week, we learned the Trudeau Liberals spent over $300 million to erase history from Canadians' passports. But $300 million for a low-quality passport was just the headline. The details are so much worse. In 2016, the Liberals set a budget of $161 million to redesign the passport. The figure was so high because they claimed they'd have to buy new printers and infrastructure to support the new passport, which may have been justified if the government was the one who was printing the passport, but just 1 year later, the Liberals awarded a contract for $284 million to a private company. Then it took 6 years to complete the redesign. In the end, the $300 million Liberal redesign stripped out all the historical images and replaced them with what looks like clip art from Windows 97. When the Liberals unveiled their boring, bland redesign, many Canadians accused the Liberals of erasing history. Liberal-friendly media jumped in and said, well, who cares about some historical images in a passport? They said, it's just a passport. Of course, when the far left pulled down statues of Canada's first Prime Minister, those same people said, who cares? It's just a statue. None of this is any surprise. A cornerstone of progressive and socialist ideologies is erasing history. The goal of progressivism is to use the state to socially engineer people. The goal is to reprogram people. To do that, they need to erase the old programming. It's easier to take away liberty if people have forgotten the Canadian lives sacrificed to secure our freedom. Justin Trudeau once said that Canada has no core identity. He said Canada is a post-national state. Unlike Justin, our leader does know history. Pierre will often quote Sir Wilfrid Laurier, a Liberal Prime Minister, who said, Canada's nationality is freedom. It's sad to think that in the span of 100 years, we went from Liberals claiming our nationality was freedom to Liberals claiming we're a post-national state. Trudeau rejects the past. He even rejects the past Liberal prime ministers. If Laurier says our nationality is freedom, and Trudeau says we're a post-national state, then he says we are a post-freedom country. Sadly, the cult of personality Trudeau has built will continue to live in denial, but Canadians feel freedom slipping away. Last week, we saw two examples of the consequences of forgetting history. The week began with the Minister for Bribing Industry sending out a tweet claiming that Japan is our ally and always has been our ally. It's true that Japan is currently Canada's ally. Japan's friendship with Canada humbles us, but that wasn't always the case. 10,000 Canadians fought in the Pacific Theater during World War II against Imperial Japan. Hundreds died in Japan's infamous prisoner of war camps. The minister should have apologized for insulting the memories of those Canadians, but the media ignored it. What no one could ignore was the Liberal speaker praising a former Nazi in the House of Commons last Friday. For the record, I was not in Ottawa last Friday. I was in Pembroke meeting with constituents. The Liberal speaker was giving remarks following a speech by President Zelensky of Ukraine. The speaker noted that during World War II, Winston Churchill came to Ottawa and gave a speech to Parliament. The speaker then said it's important not to forget history. In his very next sentence, he congratulated a man who fought against Russia in World War II. President Zelensky came to Ottawa to maintain support for the continued defense against Putin's mass murdering aggression. With one sentence, the Liberal speaker handed Russia a massive propaganda victory. The speaker said it was his mistake and he has resigned, but the responsibility to protect Ukraine's president from both a security incident and a diplomatic incident lies with Justin Trudeau as the host of the state visit. For 3 days, Justin hid in his cottage. When he finally came out from hiding, he does what he always does when he gets caught. He made it about you. He said he was apologizing on behalf of Canadians, on behalf of you. I don't remember you or I inviting the president of Ukraine to come to Ottawa. I don't remember you or I planning the speech. When Trudeau was caught wearing blackface so many times he can't remember, he claimed it was a chance to teach Canadians about the harms of wearing blackface. Most people try to learn from their mistakes. Trudeau tries to make you learn from his mistakes. He never takes personal responsibility because he doesn't see being Prime Minister as a service to you. Trudeau thinks he is the one doing you a favor by being our Prime Minister. Liberal arrogance and liberal ignorance have hurt an ally and encouraged our enemies. It is clear Canadians are fed up with the Prime Minister. Canadians are tired of the corruption. We're tired of the numerous international embarrassments. We're tired of the arrogance and the incompetence. But most of all, Canadians are tired of government that makes life unaffordable. The official policy of the Liberal Party is to increase the cost of energy. The NDP Liberal coalition, supported by the Bloc Québécois, plans to increase the tax on gasoline by 61 cents a litre. The Socialist Coalition has introduced the so-called clean fuel regulations, Carbon Tax 2.0, which will increase the cost to heat a home by as much as $1,000 a year. By driving up the cost of energy, they drive up the cost of everything that uses energy. That is why today, right now, Parliament is debating a Conservative motion to scrap the job-killing carbon tax and the second secret carbon tax the Liberals call the clean fuel regulations. On Tuesday, after we elect a new Speaker, the House of Commons will vote on the Conservative motion. That's why we need every Canadian who is hurt by high prices to write to their Member of Parliament and urge them to vote in favor of the Conservative motion. Click on the description or go to cherylgallant.com/axthetax. If enough Canadians speak up together, we can create enough pressure on Liberals and NDPers who are not in Justin and Jagmeet's inner circle. Live from Ottawa, this is Cheryl Gallant.